I'll use out 3/4 and play through the song. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, I'm using a different bass channel here, so I'll bring this one back to number 9. Channel mixing. This is my bass output, which is my bass channel. Out 3/4. I need to bring up the master mix as well. And this is the bass now here. If I take the volume down, you can just hear the bass on 3/4. And this is the rest without the bass. And the bass is on a separate output. You don't really use those to mix the track. This is only for convenience purposes. If you, for example, want to route the bass track through an external effects unit, then you'd send the bass onto a different output, take it away from the sound card, out of the sound card, and go into your external effects unit, and then go back into your sound card and maybe re-record the bass on a different track with a different effect, for example. So I'm taking the bass part now, and I'll create a new channel, call it bass with effect, external effects, and the recording source is going to be this one here, let's say the left input of my effect. Actually it's a stereo channel, so I may as well go with the stereo channel. Let's go with I think 1718 is still free, so I'll turn this into a stereo channel and record from effects left right. I've set up the channels already, so just the bass part is playing. I've turned the master volume down for the whole track, but I've still got the bass levels up here because the bass have been routed to the outputs 3 and 4. And I've taken the outputs 3 and 4 on my sound card. I've taken them to go into an external effects unit, and on that effects unit I've got some sort of a thing going on, and I think it might be a phaser actually. Re-record that part again as it happens. So the bass, the original bass, is going to play here on channels 9, and the new part is going to be recorded there basically, and we'll just send it out later on channels 17 and 18. Okay, I'll hit record. I can still carry on talking away. My voice shouldn't be going through the output 3/4, so I think I can just talk you through the recording. You can hear the effect on the bass, can't you? And we can hear the original bass and also the bass with the effect. Later on in the song we could either blend them together or have one or the other. So here's the new bass part, and let's listen to it in context. We'll bring up the volume on this one here. Channels 17 and 18, let's quickly double check where they've been routed to the master. So we'll solo this channel and listen to the new bass part. Yeah. Yeah, you can hear it. And I could mute the original bass and just play the new bass if I wanted to. This bass hasn't got as much punch as the other one has. So I might keep the original bass just to give it a bit of extra oomph. So both basses together sound like this. It's just an example. And as you can see, there's lots of activity here. We've got the red lights going on and off all the time. So we'd probably have to reduce the volumes on all the channels and also make sure that the EQs and amplifying certain frequencies is a bit too much. And I think you got the idea about routing the bass parts into a different output. By the way, the keyboard shortcut for the master mixer is Control plus, and you can find this one up here as well, Control plus on the number pad. So we've routed the bass through this output here, out 3, 4, played it through an external effects unit, and then re-recorded it back into Cubase on a new track, which is here. And now we can treat this one as a special or like as a separate audio file and do all sorts of things with it again. We could also play on a different channel and things like that. This will take us to this area here, the VST Master Mixer, which we've been playing around with for a while now. And so far we've also monitored the sound. You could hear the sound, you could hear the basses and everything. Now the only little thing is on that area is to export the track as a file, which I'll quickly show you. And all you need to do is make sure that all your tunes, all your music parts are going through this output here. That's important. So we bring up the channel mixer again and make sure that everything goes through the master output. So here's our bass that we had before. We'll route that one back to through the master output. And if we play the track back, open the channel mixer, the master mixer again, so nothing is going through these two. Now all you need to do is press export audio and just choose a few things here, between locators, selected parts. I'm going to cancel this one. I'll set up my locators first on the arrangement window. Let's bring this one back into play again. So I want to record the whole track as it is at the moment. I'll disregard the fact that the bass width effect is only here. I mean, in theory we could just cut this part here. I probably haven't cut it right. Double check. Oh yes, I have. And cut it at the front as well. Take the part and copy it across down to there, and take the whole part. You might end up with audio clicks here. We'll have to talk about those things later on, but this is the principal idea of what you do. We'll set up our locators so they encompass the whole tune. Go to the master mixer again, Control plus, hit export audio, give it a name, master, and then decide whether we want to choose between locators or selected parts, what resolution we want for our master file, what sample rate we want. At the moment I'm working with 48, so I'll stick with 48 for the time being. I don't want to burn this one onto a CD straight away. If I was to burn it onto a CD, I'd have to choose 44.1 and 16-bit, because that's the CD standard. But since I'm still working away on my tune, I'll just stick with what I've got at the moment. I'm working on 48. I'll decide whether I want it to be a mono track, a stereo interleave track, which is a standard stereo track, or a stereo split, which will give me two mono files, one for the left side and one for the right side. We haven't talked about these yet, so let's just keep them ticked and keep those ticked as well. And we'll just go for it now. As soon as I click on create file, Cubase will calculate everything that we've done so far, create a new audio file which will be placed in the audio files folder. It will also create a reference in the audio pool, which we've had a look at before, and we'll also see a new audio track in the arrangement, which will come up here. So let's go for it. Let's create the file. It's calculating it, it's exporting the audio file. Not sure whether you can see this on your screen as well. You might be able to see it in installments. That's it, there's our new file. Very, very busy. Could be a bit too loud, and we haven't really tidied up all the peaks and things like that. But this is our new file. We could solo that one and give it a listen on its own. It's probably going through a channel which has got some effects on. You can see it here as well. It's got effects switched on. So I'll choose a different channel. Let's choose 1718. There's nothing on 1718. The settings for 17 and 18 are plus 0.9 dB on volume. Set this one to 0. And it's not too bad, is it? Hi-hat might be a bit too sharp. Bass a bit too busy, but so what? Let's listen for the click here. Nothing came up, so that's good news. You can hear the second guitar part here now.